Hey, Kitchen Stewardship, Katie Kimball here, and I'm honored to host the founder of Hapsy and Naturepedic mattress companies, Barry Cik, and we're going to talk about how to find a safe mattress today because, as you know, when our kids are spending 8 to 12 hours in bed, it's the primary focus point for non-toxic living. So thanks so much for being here with me, Barry.
Well, thank you so much, Katie. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, so from your perspective, why should mattress safety be a concern? I kind of gave that away in my intro, but how did we get to this point that we have to worry so much about what's in our mattresses in our country?
Well, the real bottom line to how did we get to this point is that today, many products, including mattresses, are made from petroleum. It's not like the old days. In your grandparents' days, mattresses were made with cotton and wool and things like that. Today, it's all petroleum. It's all petrochemical foams. Those are highly flammable, and they're full of all kinds of chemicals, including toxic chemicals, flame retardant chemicals, formaldehyde, pesticides, GMOs, glues, you name it. But it's highly flammable, which is why they add the flame retardant chemicals to try to keep the flammability down. Not that it really works,
Like
but
if you were sleeping on a mattress in a fire, like you're really not probably going to
you're
have your
not gonna.
life saved by these chemicals.
I don't want to start this on such a sour note, but unfortunately, you're correct. In your grandparents' days, if there was a fire, you ran and you got everybody out of their beds and ran down the steps. And today, every time there's a fire, you see it on TV or you see it, um, in the newspaper. They're all dead and they all died from the fumes. What really happened is the petrochemicals exploded and just they kill you within 2-3 minutes from just the point a little fire begins. The whole house is in flames in 2-3 minutes, and you just don't have a chance.
Because of the materials we're building from and
That's right.
using in our
That's
furniture.
right.
Ew.
Walk into your home and look around and see what's really natural and what's synthetic. Unfortunately, there's a lot of synthetic, more than a lot,
Mhm.
and it's all made from petroleum.
So we're going for comfort with this foam, and I'm sure hopefully it's better for our backs, and chiropractors are talking about that, maybe.
Can
But
I
we've got
interrupt?
two problems. One is the material itself is already off-gassing chemicals, toxins, and two is now we have to apply additional flame retardants, which is even worse.
Yeah, but I want to go back. It's not even more comfortable. The fact of the
Mm.
matter is that when you're sleeping on petroleum, it gets hot and sweaty. It does not breathe. Just ask yourself, would you be wearing clothing made out of polyester? No, because it's not going to breathe. You wear clothing made out of cotton. It's the same thing with your mattress. If you're sleeping on cotton and wool, it's very comfortable. It's more comfortable than the other mattresses. You know, if you're sleeping on petroleum, it doesn't breathe. It's not as comfortable.
You're already giving me a great new perspective. And now our audience here at Kitchen Stewardship, very well versed in reading ingredients on our food, and we know how to do that, but there aren't ingredients on mattresses. So what do
No.
we look for?
Well, there's organic certification.
Okay. And is
There's
that a
dots,
is that a good thing? Does that
it's a good,
protect us?
yes, absolutely. We go well beyond the minimum GOTS standard. The standard is called GOTS, GOTS,
Mhm.
Global Organic Textile Standard. We go well beyond it, but it's certainly a good standard, 1,000 times superior to the standard mattresses.
Okay, so if we can find a certified organic mattress, that's a great choice. And then are there buzzwords or greenwashing terms that we should sort of watch out for?
That's a problem because, first of all, words like natural, non-toxic, sustainable, eco-friendly, these words don't mean much.
They sound so good though.
They sound great, but they don't mean very much. Uh, Now, then comes the word organic.
Mhm.
Organic does mean something if it's an agricultural product. So if you walk into a supermarket and you're buying organic grapes and oranges, yeah, uh, that does mean something because there's a law. If it's an agricultural product, USDA will enforce the word organic.
Sure.
But once you're beyond agricultural, the USDA doesn't pay attention. So when you use the word organic in terms of a mattress, you can be voluntarily certified to the GOTS standards, like I just mentioned, but that's a voluntary thing. But if you're not certified to GOTS, you just use the word organic. There's nobody going to stop you.
Okay, so organic is one thing. Organic certified,
It's
GOTS,
something
is what
else.
we actually need to seek out. That is a very important
Exactly.
diversification there. Um,
Exactly.
Now, what about, I mean, we talk about most of the trouble with mattresses is what's off-gassing. It's the fumes that we're
Right.
breathing in all night
Right.
long as we sleep.
Right.
And so, you know, people will say, well, I let my mattress off gas for a little while before I used it, or you know, is buying an older mattress safer because those chemicals have off-gassed, or is that just deluding ourselves?
It's a little bit of delusion because yes, on the one hand, some chemicals will have off gas, at least to
Mhm.
some degree, but you're going to be creating other issues with old mattresses. There are things that are going to just grow in your mattress that you don't really want.
I
So
know a little about those. Do you want to gross the audience out by telling us a little about what
uh,
could be growing as the mattress ages?
I don't think you want to hear it.
Okay, well, I think it's interesting because there, I mean, there really is a downfall to using older
Yeah,
mattresses because
yeah,
of
yeah,
whatever has happened on that mattress. Just
yeah,
dust mites alone
yeah,
getting in there and
yeah,
multiplying, and
yeah,
bacteria and mold
yeah,
and fungus.
yeah. Exactly,
We
exactly.
can use our imaginations to gross ourselves out, I'm sure. Now, how did you get started with Naturepedic and kind of going outside the mainstream and avoiding the foam and all that? What was your purpose?
All right, so real quickly here. First of all, back in college, I was an engineering major, and the joke in engineering school was the solution to pollution is dilution. Very funny, except we realized back then it's not so funny at all.
Hmm.
And back then, Lake Erie, which is where I live close to, was dying. So what I realized was back in 1870, when industry was dumping chemicals into the lake, no problem. 1890, no problem. 1910, 1930, 1950, no problem. 1970, big problem. The, the, the,
Accumulation.
the accumulate, you get to a point where, uh-oh, now we just killed the lake. And it's illegal to fish in Lake Erie to this day because the mercury levels are so high. So I learned a lesson back then, long time ago. Then that lesson translated later on to people. Industry makes 250 pounds of chemicals for every man, woman, and child in this country every single year. So
Hmm.
we keep dumping these chemicals into our products and they end up in our bodies. At what point are we going to start feeling that effect in a very serious way, the same way that Lake Erie was dying? And the answer is it's already here.
Right.
We already have people with serious problems, whether
Yep.
it's older people, younger people, babies with autism and asthma and ADHD. There are babies with cancer. It's just unbelievable. Okay, where do you think this is coming from? It's coming from chemicals. If you give me a minute, I have something here from the American Academy of Pediatrics.
Mm-hmm.
It applies. It was done by pediatricians, but it applies to everybody, not
Yep.
just pediatricians. Okay, over the past several decades, tens of thousands of chemicals have entered commerce and the environment, often in extremely large quantities. Tens of thousands just in the past few decades. Okay? But listen to this. Manufacturers of chemicals are not required to test chemicals before they are marketed. Concerns about chemicals are permitted to be kept from the public. That's what we're living in. There are 80 some thousand chemicals running around, and they're in all kinds of products, not just mattresses, of course, but certainly mattresses included. And if you're spending a third of your life on a mattress, that becomes an important issue. You care about the furniture in your dining room, you care about the sound system in your house, but guess where you're spending most of the time in your house?
Mm-hmm.
From the moment you walk into the house to the moment you walk out, you're on a mattress for most of that time. So, that's as important, if not more important than anything else.
Absolutely. And I think people can get a little sticker shock sometimes, although there are very affordable organic mattresses, but sometimes it's because it's a larger purchase to begin with. You go, oh, maybe I can't afford that. But yet, if we're buying grass-fed beef already and organic foods, taking a conventional food budget and comparing it over the course of how long would you sleep on a mattress? Like 8 to 10 years at least. And just thinking about like that investment in what we're putting in our bodies, we do need to invest in what we're sleeping on, because it's so important. You basically talked about that total body burden and that toxic load. And I appreciate that you brought that up because it's so important. I think we could look at any disease, even diseases that aren't linked at all to our environmental toxins, and say, is we have one body. We have one body to work with. And if we're stressing the body out, whether it's through environmental toxins or poor food that we're eating, or even just lack of sleep and physical stress, all of that is filling that total body burden. And it doesn't matter what disease is tapping on your shoulder. You're going to have a lower resistance to it because of what is attacking your body. I love that analogy of Lake Erie. I also live in Michigan. So as soon as you said that, I thought, oh, yeah.
Yep. Same story.
A little scary.
So yeah, I mean, as far as we're concerned, we have one brand, Hapsy, that's direct to consumer, that doesn't go through a retail store, and the pricing there is comparable to standard mattresses. It's really not that big a deal. But our main brand is Naturepedic, which is a more luxury, high-end, has all kinds of customization options. It's actually more comfortable than most mattresses, and of course, we get rid of all the chemicals and we get rid of the flammability issues and all that as well.
Yeah, we have two. What do we have? Two Naturepedic mattresses in the house and a crib mattress in the basement that we don't need anymore. But can you just talk for a minute about logistically why, like, what materials go into a good organic mattress, and why do they not require flame retardants?
Oh, very simple, because we don't use all this petroleum in our product. It's the petroleum that's the issue. If your whole product is just full of petroleum, it's going to be highly flammable. You need flame retardant. If you can avoid the petroleum or severely cut it down, then you don't really have those issues. In our case, we use organic cotton fabric, we use organic cotton fill, we use organic wool, we have organic latex, we have steel coils recycled without lead and stuff like that. Just a clean product that's basically not all that flammable. It is somewhat flammable, but it easily meets the government requirements without needing to add flame retardant chemicals.
Nice. Yeah, it's not gonna flash fire. And isn't wool mildly naturally flame retardant?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wool and cotton.
Oh.
And then we have PLA made from sugarcane, non-GMO sugarcane. So we have different materials that we use, and we meet the requirements very easily. In fact, we outdo all the competition without needing any flame retardant chemicals.
Which is fabulous. Help me out. What's PLA?
That's a fiber made from sugarcane.
Oh, and it's just not a specialty fiber. It just is any other fabric?
It's not a fabric. It's a filling that we use in certain places.
Okay.
And it's very comfortable, and it helps with flammability. It's not flammable at all. You can torch it all you want. It'll never ignite. So we use it in certain places.
Wow. Great. Is there anything else we need to know as we seek a healthy lifestyle in sleep for our families?
Well, for a baby, let's talk. For a baby mattress, there's the chemical issue. Okay. There's also allergenic issues. You know, it's not a good idea to use latex or soy or allergenic or things that could be allergenic for a baby. We won't use any of those things in a baby mattress. So allergenic issues are. Then there's just physical safety. A baby mattress should be flat and firm, and the edges. We reinforce the edges so a kid standing up at the edge of the crib, jumping up and down, has some good support. We don't want mushy edges. Okay. Then in a crib mattress, you have to have it easy to clean, waterproof. We use a polyethylene made from sugarcane, from sugarcane, food grade sugarcane, non-GMO. We use that to waterproof. We don't use vinyl. We don't use perfluorinated compounds like Teflon. We don't use any of those things for waterproofing. But a crib mattress should be easy to clean, hygienic, waterproof. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then for an adult mattress, there are different issues. For an adult mattress, comfort is a big issue, and we offer all kinds of customization. So if you want to sleep on Jell-O, we'll give you Jell-O. If you want to sleep on concrete, we'll give you concrete. If you want something in between, we'll give you whatever you want in between. Because comfort is very important on an adult mattress. Okay, and then the flammability and the chemicals, of course.
Yeah, so you do it all, which is great. I know I loved the
You know,
Naturepedic crib mattress because it was so easy to clean. If I forgot to put, a mattress pad in between, or the child, has some sort of bodily fluid excretion that all parents are familiar with, and it goes over the edge, like that used to be the worst, scariest thing, with a
right,
mattress that wasn't fully
right,
encased. And,
right,
you think of just the pain of cleaning it up, but then we who know better go, oh, great, now there's bacteria in there and it could grow mold. And all those considerations. Naturepedic was just like squirt, 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 wipe it
right.
down, wait
Yeah,
10 minutes, remake the bed, so very, very easy. And it's an excellent mattress. Family of
yeah.
9 is borrowing mine right now.
Very, very nice. We put a
So,
lifetime warranty on it. And the worst thing for a crib mattress is not to have it waterproof, not to have it hygienic, because then you're growing a garden, and you don't
mm,
want the baby breathing into that garden. You just
right,
don't want
because they're spending even more time
it. Of
on
course,
the mattress than an adult or
of
an older
course,
child.
of
Absolutely.
course.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day, Barry.
Sure.
And we here at Kitchen Stewardship really appreciate your insight, because I know we all are just trying to reduce that overall body burden and do what we
Right,
can to keep our families safe and healthy.
right,
So thank you.
right. Well, thank you, Katie. Thank you to everybody.